that's how I move. One phone every week or any new phone that comes out. So when the iPhone 11 came out, 11 Pro came out, I used that for like a week. No offense to anybody that has it. The phone wasn't for me.
Another episode of Robin Minds Plus, and my name is Desmond, and today we're talking about tech trends. And I'm joined by a superstar, KJOS Videos on YouTube.
Get the name right, yeah.
I did. Konyinsola
Yeah.
Osinubi.
How you guys doing?
Did I pronounce your surname?
Yeah, you got it right. Wait, we'll say it again?
Osinubi.
Osinubi. There we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So we're talking tech trends today. You've been making lots of videos. Congratulations on your first 1,000.
Thank you very much.
So what was your first tech device? For me, it was the Nokia 3310.
The one I bought.
My mom passed it.
The one I bought with my money, or the one
the
father said?
Yeah, your father said.
Take. I think that was the Nokia 2650, the flip phone that not necessarily flipped.
Cool kid.
How am I a cool kid?
How many people used the flip phone?
That was my first phone in GS1 or year 7. Yeah, that was my first phone I used. I really didn't like it, but I mean, my first one, I didn't really have a choice, and my father gave it to me, so.
So what was the first device you bought with your money?
First device I bought with my own money, I have to go back. I think it was the BlackBerry Bold. Yeah, BlackBerry Bold, yeah, the big one. I had different colors I could change, so I was switching between black and white and black.
In uni?
I was in year 1 of university. Was it year 1 or year 2?
How did you get the money to buy that? That was pretty expensive.
Is the hustle.
But then from the BlackBerry, there's now the iPhones. There are now different iPhones from up to the iPhone 11 now.
Yeah.
And 11 Pro.
Yeah.
And then there are variants of Android phones as well. So which means that there's been a move from what used to be tech. So what phone would you recommend right now?
So if somebody came to me and said, what phone do I get? Maybe they've never used a smartphone before. It really depends on what your budget is and again, we're in Nigeria, so I want to try and factor in everything that's going on here. I would say an iPhone, because that is what everything is in Nigeria. Everybody has an iPhone. If your phone gets spoiled, screen cracks and all these things, you can get it fixed here. Same thing with a Samsung device also. So I would recommend between an iPhone or a Samsung. Again, because it's easy access to people that will be able to fix it if you have any problems, and it's slightly, Samsung are slightly cheaper than an iPhone. This is quite a tough question, really. I don't want anybody to come and beat me, please. I'm just trying to balance both, but I'll say an iPhone. I'll give it to an iPhone. Yeah, it's it's very user-friendly, easy access, and it gets you right into the ecosystem. So I think an iPhone is what I would recommend to somebody.
So you did a review for the iPhone 11? I think
11 Pro Max. 11 Pro.
So I think that was a Max.
Yeah.
There's so many.
Yeah.
There's 11 Pro, and then
there's the 11 Pro, and the 11 Pro Max. Yeah.
Okay, so you did the review for 11 Pro Max.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, but then I know you, and you use a Google Pixel 3.
Yeah.
So why? Because you're advocating for people to get.
You have really put me in a spot. My daily driver is a Pixel 3, and the side phone I have is the iPhone 10. I more or less go with the Pixel 3 because, this is before I get the Pixel 4, so I'm going to get that in a week or two. But I use the Pixel 3 because the camera was the best at the time. And the software was a lot better, had great functionalities, and for when I use more of the Google Assistant than I use Siri. So I use the Google Assistant more than anything else. It's like my best friend. When I want to make reminders, when I want to set any meetings or anything, I just tell my assistant and it does it for me. So I'm more inclined with the Pixel 3 for the camera and the software. On the Apple side, it's just a great phone to have, but I lean towards the Pixel than an iPhone.
All right. So, but when do you tell yourself it's time to get? You said you're getting the Pixel 4 in a few weeks, in a week or two.
Yeah, so about 2 weeks.
When do you know it's time to move on from a particular device?
So I necessarily don't. So it's when I'm reviewing phones, I kind of like to. I use them for like a week or two. That's how I move one phone every week or any new phone that comes out. So when the iPhone 11 came out, 11 Pro came out, I used that for like a week and a half. Finished my review. It wasn't for me. No offense to anybody that has it. The phone wasn't for me, so I dropped it off and still used my Pixel 3 and the 10. The Pixel 4 came out, so I have to obviously test it. So I put my main SIM card in there, and that's how it is. So any new phone that drops, any new bit of technology that needs my SIM card and I need to review, I put it in there. So that's how I actually move from phone to phone.
Well, how do you get these phones? Do you pay for all of them, or you collaborate and just get these phones? How does it work? I really want to know, because you reviewed different phones, and these phones are high-end phones.
I actually do buy it. There's nobody that's going to give this to me. So I actually eventually save up my money or the extra money I have, buy it up, use it, and either I keep it in my house or I give it out, or I sell it, depending on.
Okay, can I have the Google Pixel 3?
No. No. No.
All right, fantastic. Let's talk about streaming services, because we had a conversation about Mariah Carey, and then it's like her season now, and then streaming.
She has
monopolized the
lifetime of. She has secured a lifetime of money, and I need to find that. I really need to find that, honestly. But anyway,
But then it just leads to the question about streaming services. There are loads of streaming platforms now where artists, creatives, podcasters can make money.
Yeah.
So there's Boomplay, which is available for a lot of people who use the Techno phones, and that was the first time. The first time, I think they had a collaboration with Techno at the time, because there was you need the Boomplay music. So that was the first time I heard about it. And then there's Spotify, there's Apple Music, there's Deezer.
Yeah, I think those are the top 4. Anyway, carry on.
But then, what are your thoughts about these streaming platforms, and are they even for Nigeria?
I think music is very.
No, because a lot of people, because when you think about the money you use to subscribe.
Yeah.
Because some of my friends, like me, for the first time I tried Deezer, there was a free edition, and then there was a time, oh my God,
you have to
put your card in. It just feels really stressful.
You have to pay for that.
Yeah. So not everybody wants to pay for it.
I mean, okay, let's try and break this down from the best streaming services available to Nigerians. So if it's mainly just Nigeria, I'll have to rate this. I'll try and rate this in a particular order, really. So I'll give it to Apple Music first, because I think Apple Music is cheaper than everyone else. It gives you the most value for your money, gives you new music, gives you podcasts and whatnot, and I think it's 900 naira. Next, I'll probably put Deezer next to that also. I think it's 1,000 or 1,002 for a month. It gives you the same, what's what I'm looking for, the same amount of music that Apple Music has, but different UI, different design. And I'll put Boomplay as a third one. I haven't really used Boomplay. I've been meaning to, don't get me wrong, but I haven't used it really. But I'll put Spotify last, because Spotify is not available in Nigeria. And if it was, it would go right at the top of the list. It's just the best streaming service out there. Good for playlists. It recommends the best playlist for you. Its UI is better than everyone else's. You can add, these artists have in your music, they add art to it. So it's just really good. It's like the best one ever. It's like the best streaming service in Nigeria, in the world. But if it's Nigeria, if it's based on Nigeria, I have to put it last, but Apple Music goes first.
Fantastic platforms you mentioned. You put Apple Music at number 1, and then there's Deezer at number 2, and then there's Boomplay at number 3. Spotify is not available for Nigerians. And but then there are now devices that help you stream. So there's a Chromecast, Google Chromecast, which you talked about.
Yeah, I just did a video on that recently. I think you guys go check that out. Yeah.
Link
in the description.
In the description below.
Yeah, you have to get used to. You have to get used to that. You have to get used to that. Yeah.
But then, tell us about.
The Chromecast, for one, it's a streaming media service by Google, roughly 5-6 years ago. The idea really is just it turns your dumb TV to a smart TV. That's exactly what it does. So if you want to stream Netflix, play music from Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play Music, HBO, and all these other platforms, it's just straight from your phone to your TV. Or you want to use your laptop, it's straight from your laptop to your TV. That's just essentially what it does. It mirrors what your phone has and just plays it on your TV. That's all. It's like and it's so cheap. That's the thing. It's $35 on the Google Store, or if you want to get it in Nigeria, it's about first generation, second generation is about 8,000 naira, third generation, and the next is about 17. So it's really cheap of what you get from a smart TV. I know smart TVs cost like 200, 300K, and this one just $35. You set it up in 2 minutes and done. You're good. Most people go out and kill themselves for a smart TV, which, I mean, smart TVs are great, don't get me wrong, please let me not go and kill any whatever there, but don't get me wrong, if you are on a budget and you need a place or you need a platform or you need a device that helps you watch or stream stuff, I think that's what you should get. Chromecast, or...
I'm really amazed at how you mentioned $35, you're like, $35, I'm like, it's just 8K, I'm like, everybody...
I didn't say just.
No. But then everybody should genuinely get
Everybody should actually get that.
But then finally, let's talk, there are always tech wars. It's either Android versus iPhones. And then now there's a Microsoft earbuds coming out.
Yeah.
And then there's the Apple,
the AirPods. I feel you're asking me two different questions right now. So we've gone from the...
no, first. Android versus. Android versus.
Then there's the AirPod question.
Yeah. Which is, there's also that war, tech war-ish.
Okay, so from the from the iPhone or iOS versus Android debate, I mean, it's 2019. Are we really still trying to... Oh, wow, okay. Are we really still trying to argue which phone is better, which phone isn't better? I mean, oh God. I feel you put me in a corner because I can't pick a side. Let's put it that way. I've used both phones. I even currently use both phones. Both phones are great. You can't ask me what I would choose because I already use both.
Let's say you have two phones. You have the iPhone 10 and then you have the Google Pixel 4.
3 or 4.
Yeah. So which would you do away with?
Because of who I am and how I use my phone, how flexible it has to be, I use it for business and all these things, setting up tasks. I'll give it to the Pixel 4 or the Google phone.
And there you have it, Android wins.
You are not going to set me up. You are not going to set me up. You asked me based on what it is, but if it's based on user experience, how everything is, the ecosystem with the Mac, with your Apple Watch and AirPods, yeah, you have to give it to Apple. Apple have created such an ecosystem that's really hard to get away from. So it takes a lot, because I know people that have moved, they have been Apple users all their lives and they moved to a Samsung or a Pixel. It took them a couple of months or years to actually get used to it. It's like when you're trying to get away from a bad habit. That's how it is. Moving away from drugs, alcohol or whatever. It takes a lot of time to push yourself and you're like, yeah, I need to move
away. Too much explanation, please. So finally, let's talk about the
earbuds.
The earbuds, yes. AirPods and for iPhones and the Surface earbuds.
So I don't think.
And then there's also one for Samsung.
So I don't think we should talk about the Microsoft earbuds yet because they haven't officially brought it out. But if it's, again, Apple just even released the AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro for $250, noise cancellation, all these things. Again, I don't know if anybody wants that. I don't know if anybody asked for that. I don't know if anybody asked for the AirPods Pro. But again, and I noticed that Apple aren't necessarily removing AirPods 2 over the Pro. They're kind of setting them side by side. So if you want the Pro, you get the Pro. If you don't want the Pro, you get the AirPods 2. But for the Samsung earbuds, they're not really my thing. I really don't like the earbuds because, for one, the battery life is not the best. Because I used to work out in about 2-3 hours, it kind of dies on me, and my workouts tend to be longer than that. So I think if you want to get proper earphones, the AirPods would be good. I think AirPods gives about 4-5 hours of listening time. And the charge is fast also. So I think, yeah, the AirPods, I recommend the AirPods to anybody. Plus, it's comfortable as hell. But just don't wear it for weddings, because... No.
So it's 2020 in a few
months. In a month or two.
In a month plus. In a month and a few days. And then there are tech products that are expected to be out in 2020 that
Definitely.
There's already conversations about. So what's one tech trend that people should be anticipating? People should anticipate.
Well, that's because there are a lot of devices that are coming out next year, from phones to laptops to earphones and so many other things. For me, I would be looking from, let's try and break it down to phones and laptops really. For me, for phones next year, I will be looking at two phones, because those are three phones rather. Three of the most anticipated phones for 2020. It would be the iPhone 12, because like I was telling somebody, Apple has a 3-year cycle. So by the iPhone 12, they're going to redesign everything, right? Probably going to remove the notch, probably going to add
more cameras?
I hope not, but because they have the ultra wide and the rest. But they're going to redesign everything, so I think I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Pixel 5. As much as I love Google phones, Google haven't really nailed their hardware yet. So I'm looking at what they can do with the Pixel 5, and hopefully they will add an ultra wide camera on the Pixel 5. And the Samsung, so this is Samsung going to be broken down into two. I'm going to be looking for the Samsung S11 and the Note 12. So those three phones are what I'm looking for. In a laptop, I know Microsoft is working, let's go back a bit on cell phones. The new foldable phone. I know Microsoft is working on a foldable phone, so I'm looking at how well that would be next year. Hopefully that would actually come out next year. So we can move to laptops now. I'm looking at the Surface laptop or Surface Book 3. Those are the two laptops I'm looking at the moment. So I think that's it. If I have more, I'll probably just let people know what's going on. But for now,
KJOS videos.
KJOS videos, yeah.
But then something just popped in my head and quickly. So somebody was asking, because my friend was about to get the iPhone 6s Plus, I think. And then there was this conversation that ensued that when an iPhone comes out every year, they kill the operating systems of the other one. Which is,
what do you mean they kill the operating
like, it become the other devices,
they stop working.
They become slower.
I think there was an article. I think there was an article on that of how, I'm not sure if it was Apple deliberately slowing down your phone because of the I think there was an article on that. I can't really confirm if Apple actually said that was true or not. I'm not sure. But there's that thing, even once a new phone comes out, it's like there's a button they press and every other phone just goes down, or it gets slower, the battery gets worse, so you should be able to, you would want to upgrade to the new one. Again, I'll have to check that out, but I think that is true. I think Apple actually came out, or somebody caught them, so they just kind of went with it. But I have to check that, I'm not sure. So please, don't quote me, I beg.
Thank you so much, Konyinsola, for KJOS videos, and it's been an amazing episode of Rubbing Minds Plus. My name is Desmond. See you on the next episode.